Today class, we're going to do a little bit of stretching, basically a stretching 101 class. If you're just new to exercising or if you're not quite sure what stretches you should be doing either on a daily basis or just every so often, hopefully this list that we're going to go through, several we're going to go through will give you a little bit of guidance and help make things a little bit better in your life. First thing we're going to do is start out with marching in place and a little thing I don't know what to call it, so I'm calling it a plie thing. We're going to do that, again, as always, if you're unable to do the movement as we show here, you can always do that in a modified version. One thing is if we're up on one leg or if we're bending and whatnot, you can always use a chair. As stability, whether the chair is in front of you to do the move, or if the chair is off to the side, that's great. Or sometimes you don't actually have to hold on to the chair. You might just be able to just touch the chair just to give yourself a little bit of balance. But that's entirely up to you. You'll figure that out as we go along. The first thing we're going to do is march in place, and we're going to do 10 of those. Then we're going to go right into the plie thing, which we're going to do 5. Then after that, we're going to do that whole thing with the march in place and the plie thing twice. Here we go. We're going to march in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plie thing is going to be like this. It's kind of like a half squat with your arms that make a big circle. They're going to make a half squat and arms come up in a big circle. 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope my sister watches this video. She gets a good kick out of that. So we're going to go back to march in place for 10. I'm going to do a modified version this time off to the side so you can see. Just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All we're trying to do here is just to get our heart rate up a little bit. 7. Get blood flowing to our muscles so we can stretch them out. 2 more. 9, 10. Plie thing. If you can't do the squat, just go and move your arms in a big circle as 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a studio. 5, 6. Oops, I was supposed to do 5. Bonus there. Okay, so first thing we're going to do in terms of the stretches, now that our muscles are all warmed up a little bit, we're going to do reach for the sky, which is just a simple reach up over your head. And we're going to hold these stretches for about 6 to 10 seconds. And we're going to do it twice, so we're going to hold this one here. We've already been going about 4 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second one we'll do is a little bit modified version of that. If you're having shoulder issues and you can't quite get both arms up over your head, you can always do this. Do this. Okay, here we go. We're going to reach out. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can. We're opening up our shoulders here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. All right, next one is going to be an open arm chest stretch. We're going to work on stretching out our pectoral muscles, our chest muscles here. And this one's going to be open arms, so get your arms out as wide as you can. The object is to see if you can get them far back. If you can, that's fantastic. If you can only stretch to this far, that's okay too. We all have different places where we're at. We're going to hold this stretch again for about 6 to 10 seconds. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax, bring your arms in, shake them out if you need to. Sometimes just holding your arms up for that length of time is a little taxing. So again, if you can only do 6 seconds, that's great. If you can only do 5, that's okay too, right? It's all about starting out where we are and then making incremental improvements till as we get better. So we're going to go back to that open arm chest stretch again. I'm going to count down this time from 10. So here we go. We're going to open right up at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there we go. So next one we're going to do is for the back. So we've opened up the chest. Now we want to open up the back. We want to open up this area here to kind of create a little bit of balance there, right? So the back stretch is similar, except it's out. Bend your knees a little bit so you're kind of in this position if you can. If you need to hold on to something and stretch only one arm at a time, that's okay. Try not to crunch your back like that. It's more of a pushing of the back. Try to keep your back straight. You can kind of see here. And then pushing forward, not rounding, but just pushing forward, okay? If you can interlace your fingers like this, can you see that? If you can interlace your fingers, that'll help also stretch out your forearms as well. If you can't, that's okay. Here we go. I'm going to do it without. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. A nice stretch right up in here, a nice stretch right up in the back, top of your shoulders here. Give that chance to calm down a little, and we're going to go right back into it. Here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, good job. All right, so this next one you're going to need a chair for. This is the hip flexor stretch. Most of us spend most of our time during the day sitting. Whether we're sitting because of our job, we're sitting because of our commute, we're sitting because we're eating dinner or lunch, breakfast, whatever it is, we spend time in a seated position. The hip flexors are the muscles that are right here in the front that cause your hip to flex, right? So they bring your muscles up like this, and your leg up. So if you're sitting, or when you're sitting, right, you're naturally in that position, so your hip flexors are already flexed just simply because of the way your body is positioned. So as we do that over time, this muscle gets used to or accustomed to being like this. And so it just naturally shrinks in size and gets contracted. And sometimes if you ever stood up and you're like, whoa, wow, that really hurts right in here. It's because you're stretching that out into where it should be straight and relaxed, but it wants to pull down because that's just the way life has become these days, right? So this stretch for the hip flexors will help alleviate some of that hip pain if you're having any, and it will also increase your hip mobility, which is something that we could all use. So get a comfortable chair, not a soft chair. This has to be a chair. So this stretch has to be on a chair that's fairly solid. A couch or like a recliner won't work necessarily well because it's just too cushy. So what you need to do is sit yourself towards the edge of the chair and then turn so that you have an outside cheek that is just hanging off the chair. See, I'm in space right here. I'm not on the chair. Take that leg, switch sides facing the mic. Take that outside leg, drop it back. Don't force it back. Just let it drop back, okay? So it wants to be behind you. Try to extend this back a little bit. Once you start feeling it, you'll feel it right here in the front. Like if you have pockets, that's where you're going to feel it. Take this, okay? Now that you've stabilized yourself, use your other arm to hold on to the chair. Bring that arm up as you drop back with this leg up, so you're lengthening through your rib cage from your knee kind of all the way up through your rib cage to your shoulder. You're lengthening this part of your body, and you're going to feel the stretch right in here. If you're facing the other way, it's the same thing. It's just going to look like this, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to face to the left, my left. You guys do it along with me. Doesn't really matter here, right, Gene? Big rocks, right? We're just doing the stretch. Who cares which way we're facing? Make sure that butt is hanging off the edge, just that one cheek. Drop your leg back. Reach up. Lean over. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Switch sides. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. All right, that's one on each side. We're going to switch again. Drop your leg back. Lean up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How's everybody doing? Can you feel that? Can you feel that stretch right in there? Woo, I'm getting it. Here we go. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're done. So that's 2 on each side, right? Should start to feel that pretty well in there. If you stand up, things should feel a little bit looser, not quite as tight, not wanting you to pull. Also doesn't get your pelvis down a little bit. Put our chair away. Next one we're going to do chest stretch on the wall. What you need to do is find yourself a wall. Stand about arm's length away from it. Okay, it all varies. So you just want to be able to just kind of brush it. I don't want leaning in like that. Not that close. Just brushing up against the wall. What you're going to do is stand perpendicular to the wall, with one arm out holding the wall. Could be a door jamb. You don't really have to hold. It's just up against. You're going to twist your upper body. And the reason you have the arm there is to provide a little bit of resistance, and that will give you the stretch. So the stretch comes right in here. Lean. Hand on the wall. Rotate with your upper body. Hips and legs stay straight. Rotate your upper body. You're going to feel stretch right across your chest here in the upper part. So we're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice stretch right in here. A lot of us spend time, we're typing at our desk or we're driving in our cars, and we tend to hunch over. And part of that hunching comes from the muscles in the front, tightening up and pulling our bodies forward, which is why we're spending some time on stretching the chest with 2 different exercises to stretch that. And that will kind of open up that chest area, okay? If you're still finding that you're having some trouble, hit me up either in the comments here on our Facebook page, or send me an email, and we can work together to help get your shoulders to come back into a more natural position. All right, so we'll switch to the other side. So what it looks like from the side here. Got my arm on the edge of the wall, and I'm going to turn towards the camera for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done there. All right, switch back to our other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check that out. We're going to go right to the other side. 10, 9, 8. So you don't have to switch. You don't have to rotate really far. It's just kind of just enough to get that little stretch. 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Okay? So there you have it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good stretches and 2 warm-up things. So just to kind of recap, we did a reach for the sky, open arm chest stretch, back stretch, lean forward, right? Hip flexor stretch in the chair, dropping that leg back, leaning over. The chest wall stretch was the last one that we did. So there's just 5 basic stretches that you can do pretty much anywhere, anytime. That only took us about 10 or 12 minutes, and you can move on with the day. I feel better already. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime. Take care. Bye.